What's up, my fellow trash-anators? Welcome to another video. And, I got a new headset. I got a headset, and it's not really new. Technically, this is my first one, like a real good one. But besides that, as you saw in the title, I'm going to be reviewing Soul. Like I said last week, I was going to review it first before... What movie did I review? I don't even remember. Doctor Sleep. I reviewed Doctor Sleep. But, my brain was like, I gotta talk about this first. Even though I should have done Soul first. Soul is a much more complicated and thoughtful movie. A much more beautiful movie than Doctor Sleep. But, I'm sorry, man. I literally have nothing to say about it besides that. I should review Soul first. I saw Soul first, and I made it in my mind as soon as I saw it. I got to review it first. So besides that, I'm sorry. So let's just move right into the review. So Soul is a Pixar movie, which is Disney's company, that mainstream and... Ooh, today's been a really neck-breaky kind of day. Sorry, again. And Soul is a movie, as I saw on Twitter, it's described as a black movie made for white people. And as a white person, I don't see where they're coming from, so that must mean they're right. So besides the politics, let's get right into the story of Soul. So Soul starts out with this... I forgot his name. I always forget the main character's name unless I know it before I see the movie. Well, he at a young age, he didn't really like music. He didn't really like jazz much. But what was it? Jazz or the blues? I'm sorry. But I'm just gonna say jazz. But one day his famous jazz dad takes him to a little jazz place. God, I can't remember most of the details in this movie. Sorry, it's been 2 weeks since I've seen this. So I'm just gonna forget some of the details. I just gotta remember. So after that moment, his life became jazz. All of it was jazz. If he wasn't doing jazz, he just wouldn't want to do it. But he did anyway because he's a boring kind of guy. So the story starts off with him, as a teacher, a musician, whatever, chorus guy at school, like a middle school, and he's doing his job. He's trying to teach kids. He's trying to put in that spark he has for jazz, or like music in general. And so, we also get the introduction to his connection to this one girl who really likes the trumpet. But besides that, he gets a notice from, the principal, that he's gotten a full-time job, because at that point he was only a part-timer. Now he's gonna get the full job as long as he accepts. And with that news, he goes to his mom and he talks about it, tell her that he got the full job, and sort of try and talk to her about him not wanting to do that because he wants to be a jazz musician full-time. But then in the middle of him talking to his mom, he gets a call from an old student of his, who now works big time as, a jockey? No. He's the guy who carries the equipment around for the musicians, and he works for this really big jazz musician. also forgot the name. I basically forgot the names of all these characters, every character, for a matter of fact. So he accepts. Sorry, I had a big lunch. Excuse me, a big dinner. Excuse me. He accepts. He goes to his interview, gets the job, gets to play, and he sadly he dies. He dies, and that's a coming trend with larger movies, like especially Disney movies. If they have a black main character, they're gonna just make sure it's not gonna. They're gonna make sure it's not gonna be entirely the entire movie, because they're a company. They need money, so they have to take all the money from everyone. They can't just put out a movie just for fun like they did back in the 40s. So he dies. He goes into the afterlife. He doesn't die because when a person does die, they in this universe they get sent to a giant black hole or whatever, where their soul sort of just like zzz. And so he doesn't accept his death. He somehow gets out, and then he gets sent to the before, where new souls get their personalities, and then they get sent to Earth, which is a curious little statement, because I know inherently people are born with certain sensibilities, but due to their upbringing, they do often get certain traits that become their part of their personality. But the shining parts of their personality are the things they're born with, like a need to do right, and that is sort of a creative way to show that everyone is made. They are literally made different. In the aspect that they are given different personalities before they're even sent to Earth as a human. And that's really creative. That's a really thoughtful way of showing how the creators of this movie are seeing the world as is, how they see their spirits in that way. And so, of course, him not wanting to miss out at his chance to finally be a big musician and a jazz player like his dad before him, he manipulates people to get his way, which is, he died sadly, so he's gonna have some messed up thoughts about what he needs to do to actually get his chance back. So he's going to do it at all costs, because all his life, all he's been trying to do is do that one thing, that one big show that he thinks will make his life better. So he eventually gets to mentor a new soul, 22 in fact, which is crazy because it was like there was a soul before 22 that their number was like in the trillions. So they've been around since the beginning of the creation of the souls, because they don't want to go down to Earth, because they don't think they're gonna be okay with it. And that's cool. That's alright. And basically the rest of this movie is just our main character trying to get back into his body and get to his gig. And yeah, that's basically the rest of the movie, where they have thoughtful, very smart interpretations of the meaning of life and stuff like that. and they have great character development moments with 22, and our main character, where they both come to see their wrongdoings, and they change due to their new experiences as different beings. And that's probably the best part. It really shows how life can be beautiful and the real majesty of all of it. But probably due to our upbringing or some outside force we don't get to control, we negatively see life in a bad manner, and so we don't get to enjoy it all. And those people also just don't understand what they're doing, and so they also bring other people down, like the thing that brought them down before them. And it's just a continuous cycle of beating each other down for the own sake of our own disbenefit. And they probably didn't say that exactly, but that's how life is, and I just said it outright. So our main character eventually gets back to his own body, gets his gig, and he feels unfulfilled because he realizes that a spark is not one's purpose. It's something that one needs to get through life rather than what someone needs to do through life, which is a very smart way of someone misconstruing the meaning, the actual wanting to go through life. They don't really see how they could go through life where it's like, oh, there's nothing there, there's nothing I can do, when in fact they just need to find it. It may be tough, it may be hard, and you don't find something early on in life that gets you going, but as soon as you find it, you want to live the rest of your life doing that thing at any cost. And so he was portraying, the main character was portraying a spark as a main purpose rather than something that actually gets you through life, rather than what you're supposed to do in life. Because life is supposed to be an experience rather than a thing you're supposed to do work for. You're not supposed to I gotta do this, You're supposed to take life in steps rather than just going straight through and I have to do this. You can't be single-minded about it. You have to be open. You have to experience life, and it's I probably sound like 20 other people that's done a review about Soul before. But it's. I just realized I never said spoilers. I'll probably put a little tag that says spoilers at the very beginning, but that's the point of life. You're not supposed to go through it headstrong and be like, I have to do this. What you have to do is actually take it easy. You can't really go into it and just be like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. You just have to go, okay, I like life. I like doing this thing, and I like life because I can do this thing. So I'm going to do everything I can so I can keep doing this thing. And that's how life should be. And I'm not even going to talk about the reason a lot of people do that, because if you're smart enough, you should know why people are so headstrong about it. Probably due to the uprising of ourselves and the system we are brought into. But so the main character in 22 finds their spark after billions of years, and our main character eventually realizes his mistake, and due to his previous actions, he has to make up with 22. who eventually finds out they found their spark, and then they can go into the real world as a person of their own. Excuse me again. So, yeah. And then we get a little open ending for our main character who realizes, yeah, I did something. I had the wrong mindset about life, and so I'm gonna do my life better. I'm gonna be a better person. I'm gonna be more open. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna do everything you can to be better, so you can experience life to the fullest. So, and that was the end of Soul, an amazingly beautiful, thoughtful movie about the life and the history of black people through the vision of a musician who just loves life to the point of misconstruing the point. So honestly, this, as I've said before, as millions of people have said before, this is a fantastic movie. One of the best movies Pixar has done in the past, like 5, almost 10 years. So, if you haven't, it's on Disney Plus right now. It's not like Mulan. It's not like Mulan where you have to pay an extra $30 to watch it. If you have the subscription, you can go watch it right now. And I gotta say, you have to, especially if you have a neutral sense of the world, or you have a negativity towards life or certain groups. Watch it, please. It should at least give you a little nudge in the right direction. Because life isn't about hating; it's about experience the ride. It's like a roller coaster, if you would. So, an amazing movie that I think everyone should watch. And so, yeah, I really do like the movie. And so, what would I rate it? 9 out of 10. I gotta do it. I gotta do it, man. I really enjoyed the movie. I really do. I'll probably rewatch it again after this. So, besides that, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what I should review next, because I have no idea what I should do. I'm pretty sure next time, but I think next time I'll upload, I think WandaVision will be coming out, will be out by then, so I'll probably watch that. But besides that, thank you all so much for watching. I've been your favorite autistic host, and I'll see you next Friday.